Tomorrow, you are going to be honored by the Couture Council with their annual award. It's going to be held at a ceremony at Lincoln Center. Now, awards are usually given to people that maybe are no longer that active in the fashion, in the industry of their choice. But you are more active than ever.
I don't think so. I think awards are given to the people who are still active.
Are still active?
Yes.
And that's you, because you're going to be joining the ranks of Michael Kors and Karl
Absolutely.
Lagerfeld. Give people a little background as to how you started in the fashion industry.
Well, 34 years ago. It's going to be 34 years. In '81, I had my first show at the Metropolitan Club here in New York. And I remember that show like the best in my life, because it was so exciting. You know, when you're doing something that you don't know very well where you're going. And I love fashion. And I think this show came out very well, because I'm still sitting here talking about it.
What were some of the things that went through your mind then that still go through your mind when you offer up a new collection this time?
I tell you something. I am always with butterflies in my stomach. I get very nervous before the shows, because you have a big responsibility. And you know, fashion is about newness, no? And the first question that you see a woman ask, what's new? So you have to work. It's a challenge every 3 months now, but shows twice a year. And it's a real challenge, because you have to come out with a new idea that doesn't interfere with the style of the house.
What is the new idea now?
Well, I cannot tell you now.
We have to wait until the show.
Monday. Yes.
We have to wait until the show.
Yes, it's a big secret. It has to be seen at the show on Monday, so I expect you to be there.
Well, we're going to certainly cover it. But you've written and you've spoken about how style is something that is individual to the person. You can't just go out and acquire it. Expand on that.
I think you have to be, when you're getting dressed, any woman or man, I think you have to give an individuality and something different, which belongs to you. And that, for me, is a style. A style is very difficult to describe, but I think it's the way you put things together. It's not only what you're wearing, but it's your taste in books, in art, the way you talk. And then when you're getting dressed, you have to give that little individuality, so you look different from the others. So that's why I don't believe too much in trends, because trends for me become uniforms. Everybody looks the same.
You've also described how, in looking the same, many people follow these trends when they shouldn't, mainly because they don't realize that they themselves have maybe aged or gotten more mature, but they're wearing clothes that should be relegated to the past.
It is very important to know how to age in the way of getting dressed, because what you used to wear when you were 15 doesn't look that good when you're 30, and certainly looks terrible when you're older than that. So I think it's very important for a woman to know what looks well on you, even if it's not very fashionable, but it looks great on you. Why not wearing it?
What about the power of using accessories to create this kind of style that you described?
Accessories also, but I don't like any excess. I like the right things, and less is more for me.
The right piece of jewelry, perhaps?
Yes, the right piece of jewelry. I mean, not to look like a Christmas tree.
No one wants to look like a Christmas tree.
I don't think so.
Business is also hand in hand with fashion. You've spoken about how you cannot do one without the other. What do people need to learn?
You cannot do one without the other, because fashion is a dream. But if it doesn't become reality, you're nowhere for a fashion designer. You have to be out and sell what you design and sell your collections. And fashion, very dreamy, very fantasy and everything, but you have to be realistic. You have to sell.
If it stays in the closet, it's not real.
No, it's not real.
What about the essentials for a woman's wardrobe? What are some of the things you would describe? You
know, that's something that they ask me a lot, but I cannot tell you only 2 or 3 things, because we women like to have a lot of things. And suddenly you go out and say, I'm going to buy a pair of shoes because I need them, and you end up with a beautiful evening gown, and you're not even going to wear it, but you hang it in the closet and looks beautiful. So it's very difficult to say what exactly you should have in the closet.
What would you like to see come out of this collection? Lots of orders, lots of sales?
Of course. We are sitting here for that, no?
Where would you like to see your collection, let's say, in 5 years?
On top of the world.
And overseas, outside the United States?
Yes, I am overseas, and I think, thank God, we're doing very well. But it's work with a team.
I want to thank you very much for sharing it all with us. Carolina Herrera.